Is Vice President Biden the biggest obstacle, the biggest threat to House Republicans getting the majority back if he's the nominee?
No. No disrespect. And I'm not a Democrat, but if I look on the outside, Joe Biden could be where Jeb Bush was in the last election for Republicans. That the party had passed him by. He might have to apologize for a lot of things he's done. And I think the party's probably in a different place. I think the Democratic Party could be similar to where the Republican Party was. They almost seem angry. We missed this one opportunity that we should have won the Senate
So if
earlier.
Vice President Biden isn't the biggest threat in your mind, who could be the biggest threat on the Democratic side to Republicans retaking the majority? If this Democrat or that Democrat's at the top of the ticket on the other side? You said it's not Biden.
I think most of these Democrats have moved themselves and reacted for a base that helped Republicans to take the majority. Remember, in the next election, Republicans will have 3 seats with members sit in that Hillary carried. Democrats will have 31. It only takes us 18, 19 seats to win the majority. We have a bigger minority than the Democrats had. I think the whole debate of the next election isn't going to be who's going to take the majority. It's going to be about socialism versus freedom. And that's going to be a much bigger debate about America. And it's going to go beyond parties. And I think the independents in this country are going to be a determining factor. And look, I just went through Latin America, and I went to Argentina, Brazil, I went to Colombia, I went to the borders of Venezuela. 47,000 people a day cross that border.
Well, that's
wait,
there's a big difference between socialism and Venezuela.
No, I know that, let me make my point though. It's only fair.
But you're not comparing Senator Sanders to Maduro.
If you let me make my point, you'll understand. 47,000 people cross that border. I would sit and I would talk to them. They would look like in the audience today, and they would come over every 4 days because they got to get milk because they don't have electricity. Their hospitals don't have electricity. The bathrooms don't work. They're operating by using the iPhone. 20 years ago, it was the Jewel. And no one said anything was going to happen. Hugo Chavez came in, then the first thing that he privatized something. If I take one aspect back, I'm not equalizing it,
well, in a sense,
but they offered free health care, free education. If I look at the legislation that's been proposed, H.R. 1, and how your bill number gets picked is the order in which you put it in. But when you're in the majority, you reserve the first 10 numbers. So the very first bill is your most important bill. Ours was tax reform. Theirs was election reform. And what did it do? It empowered government more. It meant if I was running for office and I raised $200, government can now take $1,200 from you and give it to me. A Green New Deal. I believe we have to do and make the climate better. And I think we've come a long way, much better than anybody.
You believe climate
sitting
change
at
is man-made, man-caused in some respect?
I think we have a real problem with climate change. But let me finish this point, because this point is very important, and it's going to be what the whole debate is about. That simple bill with a nice name will control almost every element of your life. Or Medicare for all. It takes away your choices in healthcare. What it is, it's greater control. And yes, we are not Venezuela, but 20 years ago, they were nowhere there. When